Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Boardmasters with me, Chris Mullins. And today I just want to have another discussion with you all really about, do rule mistakes matter? And I'm not talking about like house ruling a game. I suppose the infamous iconic version of a house rule would be like the free parking in Monopoly. I'm not talking about that sort of thing, and I'm certainly not talking about just downright cheating where you draw a card, you don't like it, so you draw something else. Uh, what I'm talking about is just those innocent mistakes where either you misinterpret the rule on a card or forget to do something, for example. And, if you've seen any of my game footage, particularly the Seventh Continent and the Lord of the Rings, you will have seen plenty of rule mistakes. And maybe I'm just trying to get myself out of jail here. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about, do they matter really in the long run? And I guess where I'm coming from is, as you know, I'm a video gamer historically, and you know, video games exist in a world where the gameplay is confined to a set series of rules and things like that. So if the game says press X to jump, if you press square, it won't do anything, or it won't jump anyway. It might do something else, but that's just a very basic example. Obviously, there are glitches and you can code and whatnot, but that's a obviously deliberate attempt to bend the rules of the game. Whereas if it's well made, you have to follow the rules of it and live within that. And I guess from philosophically, or that's how board games are supposed to exist as well. I mean, they have a rule book. The rule book is designed to give you the best possible enjoyment of the components within, and so ideally you want to replicate your play as closely as possible to the rulebook. And I completely agree and understand with that. I certainly try and make my playthroughs as accurate as possible in terms of following the rules. But with so much going on in some of these games, mistakes are largely inevitable. And that's sort of the feedback I've got from the group, because I know with Lord of the Rings, I posted in a couple of fan groups on like Facebook and things, following, I think it was the first Hunt for Gollum scenario where it was just mistakes the whole way through, and I think there was, well, even earlier than that, in the first few scenarios when I was playing Tharlin's ability, and he deals 1 damage to an enemy when it comes out, and there's an enemy that has 1 health point that has an ability called Surge, which means it draws another card. And I was playing it that the Surge ability on the enemy kicked in and drew another card before Tharlin's ability killed it. And obviously I'm playing a game on camera. I'm using my phone as the camera, so I can't Google it necessarily and then check it. And I found out after losing a few games that actually it was the other way around. Tharlin's ability killed the Eastern Crows before their Surge ability came in. So I was making rule mistakes that made my life harder. But then I know there are times when I have done it the other way and made my life easier. But again, that's accidentally and not maliciously. Like Seventh Continent, for example, I didn't realize on the cards when you're hunting that if you come across 2 or 3 different animals, you only pick one of them. Whereas I was playing it, if you found 2 animals, you would resolve both. So potentially getting a lot more food, making the game easier. And again, not a malicious decision at all, and it's something I've now changed in my playthroughs going forward. Now I've discovered the rule. But yeah, again, conversely to that, I was making it harder on myself, that every time I got a negative condition card, I was discarding cards for each one I had. And then I've subsequently discovered that you only do that if the condition you receive has the discard card symbol on it. So again, I've beaten myself up quite a bit over this last couple of months with these playthrough videos, with the mistakes that I've made, and sort of holding myself to a very high standard, because it's on camera, and sort of putting aside the fact that I'm very new to the hobby and things like that, and almost forgiving myself these mistakes. It's something that I've beaten myself up a bit over. And I guess I'm just wondering, is that really necessary? How do you guys feel about it? I mean, can you ever say with 100% confidence that any board game playthrough that you've played through is guaranteed 100% accurate? Because there isn't really anything in that game that's going to tell you that you've done it wrong necessarily, like they will in a video game, because it just won't react. Whereas with a board game, if you get it wrong, you just keep playing and you may never know. And it's only through, I guess, the editing process or feedback from people watching that I've picked up on most of the mistakes I've had. And I don't know, I guess fundamentally, at the end of the day, as long as it doesn't harm your enjoyment of the game, even if you win a game that you probably shouldn't because you've got a rule error that's benefited you to that extent, does that invalidate that? Or as long as you enjoyed it, is that fine? Just want to get some ideas what your feelings are on it, really. I think I'm coming down on the fact that as long as you're not maliciously cheating, and as long as you're enjoying the game and having a good time, and it's the social interaction and everything that really benefits board games anyway, then it's fine. Accidental mistakes are a natural part of the process and are an inevitable part of the process to an extent as well, I would think. And I think I need to learn to give myself a bit of a break. But let me know what you think down below, and again, hopefully we can get some dialogue going on this, and I'll leave it there. But thank you very much for watching. Look after yourselves, stay safe, and have a good one. Thank you. Bye bye now.